Have you ever wondered what would happen if you got 20 professional Football Manager players to represent a club and play an entire Premier League season? Well, I did, so I made it happen. After 6 weeks of action, at the top of the table is looking supremely tight, with just 3 points separating our top 7 teams. At the opposite end of the table, we have ZimsMulaa and Crystal Palace propping up the table after Ipswich Town and Trequinho picked up a controversial 3 points last week. And believe me when I say it, today is the episode for the underdog because we have so many upsets in today's episode. Today I am joined in the studio by a former England manager at the FIFA E-World Cup in Work the Space and our current Crystal Palace manager ZimsMulaa, who will be here with me to help dissect the action. So let's get into game number 1. This week we kick off our action with a good old-fashioned top of the table versus relegation candidate match as second yellow card and Spurs take on Kempi and his West Ham team, who are still looking for their first win.
Hello and welcome to today's instalment of Match of the Delay, where today's fixture sees Kempi's West Ham side, without a win this season so far, take on a mammoth task as they go against second yellow card Tottenham Hotspur side, who have yet to sample defeat.
It's match week number 8 and the Gritty King is back, and this time we're going to get 3 points. We're against Spurs, we're against second yellow card, we're in the 4-2-3-1 and 3 points. Come on, you hammers!
We meet again, standing this time. I'm going to do the whole game standing. I feel like really mixing it up. Today, though, well, it's what you kind of got used to at this point. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. We've not lost a game yet, and I'm feeling good about going away to West Ham. Sorry, not away, at home to West Ham today. My apologies.
We'll take a set piece if that's what it's going to take, because this is going to be very, very difficult. We need to stop messing about. We need to get 3 points. I feel physically ill. I hate myself right now. I'm very sorry, Matt. I've got to do it. I haven't got a win yet. I'm being called all sorts of things. We've got to get 3 points. Alvarez scores from the header.
Back to Emerson now, back into the middle.
Rodriguez.
Oh,
it's unbelievable. I'm sorry, Matt. I've scored a corner, and now you're getting grittied on, son. I've got a gritty on people because people don't like the gritty. I've got Robbo. I've got Zealand. Everyone calling out the gritty. Don't worry, lads. The gritty's not going nowhere. It's the Kempi gritty.
Oh, what on earth? What is going on here? We've barely conceded any good chances and we're 2-0 down. I guess it was bound to happen eventually, but we've created nothing.
I won't feel bad if this goes in. I will, all my sins will be gone. I'm fine with it. I'm absolutely fine with it. Destiny Dodgee scores. Was there offside? Who was obstructing the goalkeeper? Just be honest. Just be honest. VAR. Mwah! We love VAR. Let's go. Offside.
And now West Ham with a chance to counter with Lucas Paqueta. Drives forward, it's a lovely pass to Bowen, who strikes with his right foot, and he's in! Vicario, nowhere near it.
I don't think we're going to win this game somehow. What is that, 3-0 off of like 0.5 XG? Okay.
Cross from Kulusevski, Son picks it up.
Oh no, he's not going to, is he? This is just an over. Oh, of all people, it's Christian Romero. Right, 3-1, back in the game. Kulusevski with the assist. That means I can still make the subs I want to do, but we've still got time here.
Yes.
That's super disappointing. Don't think we deserve to lose that game, but 3-0 out of nothing, really.
So Jack, I have to come to you first for this question. 2 near post corners in this game. Please explain to the viewers how and why they work, considering you've scored so many of them at the FIFA E-World Cup.
I don't want to ruin the illusion of Football Manager. Near post corners are just the best thing to do. I mean, we saw both managers make use of it. You kind of mentioned Kempi getting that opening corner. Of course, he'd drawn the previous 4 games. And in a game of fine margins, the set pieces are going to make the difference. You know, when you're looking for wins, when you go 4 unbeaten, but they're all draws, it's frustrating. I'm sure he was delighted when that first corner went in. Was surprised with Spurs under Matt, the fact that they went for the outswinger, but it worked for them. And yeah, it's just that near post area. Very, very difficult zone on the pitch to kind of contend. And as we'll see with a few more games, a few more people looking to use that in their advantage too.
Yeah, definitely. And that is the first win of the series for Kempi, but I'm sure he will be keen to point out that that is now 5 games unbeaten, which is pretty good. But Zims, how big is this for Kempi to get his first 3 points?
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through it as well, not being able to get 3 points. I know exactly what it feels like when you're just not able to get the 3 points. You can see your team playing well. You're going unbeaten by not losing, and drawing games. And then finally getting the first 3 points just makes sense. And then he's going to be able to hopefully build on from that, get more W's under his belt.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, Zims, we're going to your game next because we're going to head to Old Trafford where Breezy and Manchester United take on Zims Crystal Palace, who currently, a big word here being currently, sit rock bottom of the match of the delay table. Taking this one in for us is Sore Loser.
The dispatching of Leicester City last week, Breezy has opted to change the formation from a 4-3-3 to a 4-3-2-1. Fernandez going as the attacking midfielder and Casemiro replacing Mount. And after that dramatic late loss to Fulham last week, ZimsMulaa has changed the formation. A 4-3-3 narrow has now been replaced by a 5-4-1, Mateta leading the line.
Right then, game week 7. This time we're at home to Crystal Palace. Now, I have under good authority that the Palace manager, Zims, is actually a Manchester United fan. So this one, we win this one, it means just a little bit more, I think, just because I think he'll get quite annoyed.
Yes, people, man, we're ready to go right now. Am I confident? I mean, I have to put a brave face on for the boys if I'm being honest with you.
Easy into
No
the box.
chance.
Sarr
Corey, go
tries
on.
to jump for it. Comes back
Play.
out for Decore. No pressure here.
Munoz, go
However,
on.
Munoz
Bang.
into the box. And a
Crystal Palace
wonderful
taking the
finish
lead.
by
Okay,
Eze.
then what? I mean, lads, so we want to try and defending today?
Eze,
Okay.
overlap on the left.
Yes.
Cuts it out to the right
Daniel
hand
Munoz.
side though with Munoz.
Nice.
Palace sort
Whip
of
it.
run at us, really. The ball goes across 2-0. A very Eze. It's so bad from us. I've got the instruction to put Munoz on his weaker foot. No one's even challenging him.
Right, good off. Good off, man. Eze, well done, son. Shit, they try and play
Ball
Eze.
for Palace. It's
Whips
whipped
it in. Chalobah.
3-0. I just... what can you do? What can you do?
Decore. Eze leaves it over to Mitchell on the left hand side. Crosses it in.
Smell
It's
us
quite
off. Put it back.
frustrating. 4-0. What's the point? Like, what do you even change? Do you know what I'm going to do? Do you know what? Sod this. We're going to consolidate and just hope that it doesn't get any worse for us. I'm going to a back 3.
No chance, boys. No chance. 4-0 to Crystal Palace right now, mate.
I don't know what to say. Just absolutely, just shambolic.
Because we support the Palace, the Palace, the Palace, and that's the way we like it. We like it. We like it. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh.
So Zims, that is a first win for you there. What was behind it? Was it the tactical change, the lack of chanting during the game, or was it the fact that this was the first game you've recorded in this series where you're not actually wearing a Crystal Palace shirt?
I think it's a bit of everything, you know, if I'm being honest. Today I decided to stay humble word to Erling Haaland, and yeah, we decided to get 3 points and absolutely smash Manchester United at Old Trafford. So listen, I'm chuffed with the boys. It was a great performance. You literally saw Man United getting carved open at every opportunity we had. It was a battering, if I'm being honest with you.
Yeah, and Jack, Breezy, as Manchester United manager, is going to be very, very disappointed that his side really didn't turn up today.
Yeah, I was going to say, during the game, we saw him change his tactics a little bit, changing the formation. There was a goal right before halftime, one right after halftime, 3-0 down, 40 minutes left, chasing the game. And yeah, what can I say? Zims punished him when he was chasing late on as well. It was a really, really good performance by Zims. As for Breezy, I think he's got to reevaluate things. You know, changing your whole shape so soon into a game. Sometimes you go down a goal, you feel a bit unlucky. You got to grit your teeth and bear it. I think it's safe to say that from the off in this game, just didn't have things set up right.
Yeah, definitely. I'm sure he'll bounce back as United manager because Breezy has actually been doing pretty well in this competition. But now we are going to turn our attention to the Amex as MurphFM and Brighton will be looking to pick up their first win in 5 matches in this competition as they take on Dodgee Gamer and Arsenal. MurphFM is taking things back to basics with his tactic today with a 4-2-3-1 as he looks to pick up his first win in 5 matches. And this week, Dodgee Gamer drops Kai Havertz to the bench and reverts to a 4-3-3 tactic as he attempts to move into the top half of the table for the first time in 4 weeks.
Alright, so here we go. It's Match of the Delay, week 7. It's a clash of Football Manager content creator stereotypes today. You've got me and Murph. We've got the hair, or lack of it. We've got the goatee. We've got the glasses. We've both got the accent that people just can't place. This is going to be a monumental clash.
Into game week 7. Here we go. Our form has been absolute stinking so far. I'm hoping we can turn it around today, but I mean, we are against the Gooners. We're against Arsenal. It's very much doubtful. It's a poor pass, really.
He has. Anyway, here comes Tierney. Tierney,
Someone
is
put
he
a
going to
foot
whip
in.
the
Anyone?
cross in? He
Put across
does.
the box,
Saka
that was there.
with the tap in at the far post. Beautiful goal. Substitution just for something to do. But anyway, here we go. Rice with the in-swinger. Gabriel with the header. That is simple. Arsenal FM 24 101. Havertz into Martinelli. Martinelli places it 3-0.
Just a shambolic. It's an absolute disgrace.
If we
Freaking
can
for
get
Arsenal,
it
me in
here,
the game,
late in the
red
game,
card.
there we go. Thomas Partey finishes things off. He got in there at the far post.
Absolutely shambolic performance from the boys. Don't want to look at them again. Just fire me. We deserve to be fired after this performance. Just do us a favour. Just let me go.
It's a big win. It's exactly what we needed after that pitiful performance against Chelsea last week. Well done, everyone.
So, Jack, that's a bounce-back victory for Dodgee Gamer and Arsenal there, and tactically he reverted to what has served him well in previous weeks, bringing Rice back into midfield as a box-to-box midfielder rather than that man sitting.
Yeah, I mean, a great performance, Dodgee Gamer, a needed performance as well. Arsenal down in 12th going into this game. Dropping Havertz, you know, some people would look at that and think Havertz is one of the better kind of attacking threats in this game, but as we saw from the scoreline, those players were not needed. Arsenal looked really good in this game. There was a pivotal moment, you know, second half, about 20 minutes into that second half. Second goal scored for Arsenal, and I did wonder at that point, you know, were we going to see Murph change things up tactically, make a few changes? I think in the end, he only made one sub in this game. And obviously 2 goals later on, some tired legs on the pitch. I think maybe that was where the game, if not lost, it is certainly where the opportunity for a draw was given up.
Yeah, and Zims, speaking on Murph on this one, especially with people like yourself and Kempi picking up 3 points this week, this is an even harder one to swallow.
It's going to be a tough pill for him to swallow, honestly, but I mean, at the end of the day, Arsenal did score a lot from set pieces. We saw their fans literally chanting as they were getting the corners in. So, you know, it just is what it is at the end of the day. You're just going to have to be resilient in the next couple games to go. And listen, just take this one on the chin. It is Arsenal at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. Moving on to our next game, it's actually a battle for the top 4 as we see Leemo's Bournemouth take on a resurging Manchester City with TonyJameson guiding the way. Watching this one for us was official Rice.
Welcome everybody to Match of the Day, game week number 7. We are at the Vitality Stadium in Bournemouth, where we're going to see AFC Bournemouth facing a Manchester City. To Milos Kerkers, to Philip Billing. Beautiful ball from Billing to Zunal. Lewis Cook. Lewis Cook, can he shoot? Yes, he scores!
It's in! It's Bournemouth 1, it's Cook! Slips in, brilliant goal. Take that, half time. I mean, 8 shots, 2 on target for City, 3 for us, 2 on target.
Stones to Walker, to De Bruyne. Beautiful ball from De Bruyne to Haaland, and
Haaland,
he scores!
Early equaliser.
Ederson, John Stones, Bernardo Silva, Haaland.
Almost pinch.
Haaland, beautiful ball from Haaland to De Bruyne. De Bruyne!
Oh, hang on a minute. It's going to VAR. It's awarded. 2-1 City again. Caught on the counter. It's a 2-1 win for Man City.
But we've got another win. Another win under our belts. Come on.
And the resurgence of Manchester City and TonyJameson continues. Zims, you've not actually played Man City yet. Are they a team that you're a little bit worried about taking on?
I mean, at the beginning of every season, you're always looking at the team's fixture sheet and thinking, it's Man City, playing them is probably not something you want to do, but it just is what it is. They did concede an early goal to Bournemouth, so at least we do know their armour can be chinked. So I'll just set my team tactically up for Man City and see what we can do when we go over there.
Yeah, for sure. And Jack, despite a loss here today, Leemo's still punching well above his weight with Bournemouth. As things stand, he will be sat 7th in the table even after this result.
Yeah, going into this match, obviously 5th place Bournemouth. Really impressive performance, to be honest. I know they've come out with a loss at the end, but kind of set up the same way he's been set up the whole year's Leemo. Playing the 4-4-2, got Cook in the middle trying to run the show. Did wonder when they got that early goal, you know, were they just going to set up shop and change things? Didn't really seem to be the case. Obviously, Tony tinkered a few bits, managed to make that comeback. But you know what? 2-1, not a disrespectful result by any means for Leemo in that one. I think, you know, it shows that it's not a fluke Bournemouth are so high in the league. You know, question marks over when they take on the big teams. Are they going to be able to contain them? And while City did get a couple in this game, I mean, Kevin De Bruyne, goal, 4 clear-cut chances created. He ultimately was the difference. And, well, funnily enough, Leemo and Bournemouth don't have a Kevin De Bruyne-like player, with respect to Lewis Cook.
Yeah, unfortunately, Lewis Cook is not that guy. But there
Lewis
we go.
Cook is not cooking.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Game 5 now, and we are off to Villa Park, where Maggio and Aston Villa will be looking to bounce back after defeat against Manchester City last week. But it will be a tough ask, because he's taking on Liverpool and their gaffer, Omega Luke. Watching this one for us was Ramster.
Welcome to Villa Park, where Maggio's Aston Villa taking on Omega Luke's Liverpool. Both sides coming into this game in mixed form. Liverpool hitting back last week with a fine 3-0 win after 2 successive defeats, whilst the recently renamed Vindaloo Villa want to get back to winning ways after defeat at Manchester City.
Aston Villa versus Liverpool then. Maggio, what has he got cooking up here at Aston Villa?
Buendia, left-hand side, been chased by Liverpool defender. Watkins saved by Becker. What a save from Liverpool.
I thought that was it.
Cut inside if you can.
He's not going anywhere.
There's
Back to Buendia. Is he given a penalty?
I don't think it is. I don't think I should be.
He got the ball. I know that's not the rule, but he got the ball.
Is he actually going to give a penalty for that?
That's harsh.
It's gone to VAR to check it. It's been given. I mean, we'll take it. Absolutely.
Penalty
Mo Salah
master,
over the
Emi
penalty.
Martinez.
Make it 1-0 straight from
already.
half-time.
Can he save another?
Is this the gift we needed? Mo Salah bangs it in the top corner. It's the gift we're going to take.
Unlucky boys, the ref has screwed us there.
And it's a horrible, horrible game of football. It's an awful way to win a game, but it's a win nonetheless, and it's another 3 points for Liverpool, and we take that.
Jack, that one... Jack?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah,
I'm here still, don't worry.
That one, not a classic, and obviously seemingly sent you to sleep there, but I don't think Luke will care after picking up 3 points from that penalty.
Yeah, I mean, a penalty, the difference, a minute into the second half. If you left after 46 minutes as a Villa fan in the stands, did not miss anything, I'm afraid to say. Little chances created after that goal that we saw that kicked off the second half, yeah. Not a classic. I mean, Watkins had a couple of opportunities. 7 shots on target, I think it was in the end, or 8 for Villa. Alisson actually got man of the match, but when a goalkeeper gets man of the match in a game where we've not really seen him make all that many saves, I think it really reflects the quality of the football that was on display.
Yeah, ultimately, in a word, pretty poor. And Zims, as a manager in this competition, how do you find games like this? Obviously, as a team, it's not expected to necessarily win the competition as Crystal Palace. Do you want to try and go for it and it potentially expose yourself, or are you just kind of content with keeping things close?
I mean, it all just depends. Like week in, week out, you just got to see what the situation looks like. Every game's different usually. So for me personally, I'm going for a victory in every single game because I don't know where the next points are going to come from. So I've got to try and find 3 points somewhere. A loss is not the worst thing in the grand scheme of things, but as long as we don't get relegated, then I'm sure the Palace fans will be over the moon.
Yeah, exactly that. Game 6 on the schedule this week is between Mustermann's Chelsea side, who have actually been flying over the last couple of weeks, but to keep that run going, he will have to take on Mckins and Brentford, who will be looking to bounce back after 2 games without a win. It's a very aggressive 4-3-3 tactic for Mustermann and Chelsea today, as he looks to make it 3 wins on the spin. Whereas there is only 1 change to the lineup for Mckins, dropping Sade to the bench and bringing in Thiago for his first start of the competition.
Welcome back to Match of the Delay and game week 7 with today's fixture, Chelsea at home to Brentford.
I see you, Mckins, you cheeky bugger.
Rico Henry, don't give it away there, son. Norgard shoots
and
scores.
The edge of the area.
And the set-piece merchant, as I've been called multiple times in the YouTube comment, I've gone 1-0 up at Stamford Bridge. Come on, the Brentford. Here come the Brentford lads. Thiago to Jensen. Ball through to Damsgaard. He's through on goal. Damsgaard is in. He scored. It's Chelsea 0, Brentford 2. The Bees are flying high in this London derby.
Haven't been able to control them from their set pieces. Jackson, there we go. Pulls one back in the 83rd minute.
Forwards. Can we nick it off them? We can. Carvalho into Sharda. Can we nick it at the end? It's Johan Wissa. Oh, it's Mr. Sitter. It's an absolute sitter.
So there we go. It's a 2-1 win for Brentford. But I felt we were reasonably even throughout the game.
It's over. Brentford have won at Stamford Bridge. West London is ours.
So Zims, as a man battling it out with Mustermann and Chelsea at that end of the table, is it nice for you to see him going back to losing ways after him picking up 6 points in 2 weeks?
110% is great to see another manager losing, if I'm being honest. I could keep it professional, say all the stuff about, it's not nice to see a manager going through struggles like this. But listen, it's great, especially that they are another London club as well. The fans are calling for his head at the moment, and if I was a Chelsea fan, I'd understand exactly why they are doing that.
Yeah, 100%. And Jack, with the results that we've seen today, that victory, that 3 points will send Mckins back to the top of the table with Brentford. Can he actually go all the way and win this thing?
I mean, people are starting to wonder it, aren't they? 4 wins to kick off the season. Didn't win in the previous 2, and looking at the defensive record, 11 goals conceded in 6 going into this game. Is that the defensive pedigree you need to win the title? Well, in this game, there was no clean sheet kept, but obviously the goals continued to flow. Really good performance. I think the game was really won by his 2 defensive mids. Obviously, Mustermann and Chelsea opting to run with Jackson up top, players either side, but no one immediately behind the strike, and that was an area of the pitch Brentford were able to dominate, and ultimately I think that was probably crucial to their win today.
Yeah, definitely. And as I said, Mckins looking very good value at the top of the table now with Brentford. The next game here is a massive one, as Trequinho is back in the dugout this week after delegating responsibilities to his assistant manager. He will take on TomFM's Southampton side, looking to get some points on the board after back-to-back defeats. Trequinho reverts to type after returning to the dugout with this 5-2-3 formation, as he looks to make it back-to-back wins in the competition. And this week, TomFM has switched up to a more attacking formation, with danger man Ben Brereton Diaz being joint second in the Golden Boot hunt.
Right, we're going for some asymmetric nonsense here against Ipswich. We're going to try and confuse their defence by going a little bit asymmetric with things, push down the left-hand side a little bit, hopefully leave a lot of space for Armstrong on the right to deliver perfect balls into Archer, Brereton Diaz and Aribo.
Oh, we're in straight away? We're in straight
like
away. Oh, we've hit the post
very nice
within the first 15
Ipswich.
seconds. What a start that is.
And I think a nice ball over to Walker-Peters is put back into the middle.
Oh, no.
And Cameron Archer.
It started so well after a minute.
Back, and we've just got in there with Lallana. Can we now get ourselves in the
We
middle
just seem to
and
not be
fire
able to
home
pass
a
the ball
second
2
goal?
yards.
You'd love to see it. Towards the end of this first half, a third goal here now
Please,
would
not
surely
before
kill the
half-time.
game off completely. And
long
we've
goal.
been lucky there. A Rebo shot deflects off Wolfenden and into the back of his own net. It's 3-0.
Well, it couldn't get much worse than that, could it? I'm throwing the water bottle. You disgrace.
Really good first half of football there. 3 shots on target, 3 goals, although of course one of them was saved. A shot off target went in the back of the net after connecting with Luke Wolfenden.
Go on, Hursty. Are we in? Might be offside. He's picking up the ball. We're in it.
But that is going to be that. Ipswich 1, Southampton 3. Really well-deserved 3 points there for us, especially away from home. Win those away games, it's so important.
As expected, back to our making mistakes, not taking enough chances. Typical Trequinho, Ipswich Town at the moment.
Massive win for Tom and Southampton here, Jack. How vital is it for a Southampton manager to pick up 3 points in games like this?
I mean, look, I have a lot of love for Tom, my former assistant manager in another life. Yeah, like you said, this was a massive game for both teams. 2 teams that I think, when you look in the greater context of this competition, you expect to perhaps see them struggle. These games matter. Southampton running out to a 3-0 lead in the first half was massive. They had so many chances in that first half. It could have been 10, in all honesty. You were waiting for Ipswich to change things up, but it just felt like nothing was changing. Nice goal score for them in the second half, but you don't get any prizes for nice goals, I'm afraid to say. And I think, yeah, Tom was well worth his lead.
Yeah, and Zims, it's another competitor you're going to be happy getting back to losing ways after, recruiting a rogue assistant manager last week.
Yeah, a lot of fans were thinking, what's going on with the recruitment between the assistant manager? And I can see the fans probably calling for the assistant manager to come back into the job, because at the moment, Trek is not doing well with Ipswich. I mean, you have probably thought they would be going down, but in this manner, this is honestly ridiculous. You're getting smashed left, right, and centre, if we're being honest there.
Yeah, exactly that. And next up,
GYRN. I'm making the public appeal right now.
There you go.
Trek's got to go.
Yeah, Jack starting the campaign there. I love to see it.
You hear fans screaming Trek out at the moment.
They're storming the studios.
I've just looked around. There's no one coming through my door just yet, which is good. We are off to London now as Jake Cooper's Fulham side entertain Ticker and his Newcastle United side. Commentating on this one for us is D-Boy.
Welcome to today's fixture of Jake Cooper's Fulham versus Ticker 147's Newcastle United, a top half clash where a single point separates the two sides.
Today we're playing Jake. Honestly, awesome dude. I'm very, very interested to see how he comes up with us, and interested to see what tactics he is using with his Fulham side. Some big players in there as well. Very scared of Traore because how fast he is. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does, and hopefully he isn't as successful as he is with his rebuilds.
Okay, today we're up against Ticker's Newcastle side, and after winning our last few games, I feel like there's a good chance here that we can cause an upset and get a victory against Newcastle.
Fulham with the corner, Wilson to take.
We're going to go for the tried and tested near post, Joachim Andersen, our top goal scorer in this tournament. It's boring, I know it is, but it gets us the goal, so there we go, 1-0.
In the middle with Lukic, back to Anderson. He plays it forward, no Fulham man waiting for it though. Livramento plays it to Barnes, played into the middle, great ball into Isak, and it's in!
Oh, get in there, Isaac, you little beaut. Get in, 1-1, deserved, come on.
Gumrash forced home to Dan Burn. Plays it into Livramento though, he's got loads of space on this near side, crosses it low and finds Tonali.
Livramento again on that left-hand side. He's causing a lot of problems. I'm not quite sure Tete's having the best day of it, but it's not the worst result ever. And once again, we go up against a side much better than us, and we don't exactly get, like, blasted away. So I'm going to take the positives from it. It's a 2-1 loss, but there's signs that we can work on things.
So Zims, that is another win for Ticker in Newcastle, making it 4 wins from his 7 games played now. He's kind of sneakily just going about his business and picking up points in this competition.
Yeah, no, he's doing very, very well. I have to commend him. 4 wins in the last 7. That's very good. Especially going away from home to Fulham, it's not easy. So getting the 3 points there, he's definitely chuffed about that. After conceding the first goal, then getting straight back into it, picking up 2 goals. But yeah, you can see Fulham trying to play out from the back. Not really a fan of that. I think they should be a bit more direct with it and stop the foolishness, in my opinion.
Yeah, and Jack, it seems like Jake and Fulham have taken a page out of your FIFA E World Cup playbook, running a similar shape and again scoring from that near post corner.
Yeah, of course, I mentioned earlier the fact that, set pieces, they can be that differential, both at the top and bottom of the table. This is a clash between two teams right alongside one another. What I will say is interesting to see Jake not having anyone mark the goalkeeper. We saw in a few of the other games, actually, that man who marks the goalkeeper being the person who ultimately heads the ball into the back of the net, dropping into the area at the near post. He was just overloading the back post and, like I said, was able to score a goal from it. Sadly, wasn't enough. I feel like Jake probably go for a little bit gutted, having taken the lead, couldn't hold on to it at home.
Yeah, for sure. And now we move on to game number 9 on the schedule today. We moved into Molineux as Big Robbo's Wolves will take on Mooono and her Nottingham Forest side. And I do have to give a little bit of a caveat here. Monique arrived for today's recording in full clown makeup and then spent the entire recording with her microphone on mute. So who's the real clown now?
Welcome everybody to another game on the Match of the League, game week 7. Wolves, Nottingham Forest.
Stop asking for photographs, please. I get it all day. Stop. Didn't see you there. Welcome back, lads, to the masterclass. Now, this week, I'm going to adopt a Carlo Ancelotti approach, a lot more calmer on the touchline. As you can see, robbery ball is still in full effect. The most informed manager in Match of the Delay is about to absolutely spank the Forest. See you in the game, boys. Is it going to be the Christmas tree? Oh, my Lord. If I lose this game, I am going to be seething.
Gives it in the middle to Gibbs White. I know what I gave me, Zavi. I know in the middle to Anderson.
Oh my gosh,
gives it back to Aina. He's sprinting.
Oh.
Gives in the middle. Gibbs White!
I've conceded to the Christmas tree.
Bueno gives it to João Gomes.
Andre.
Sarabia. Matusz,
Come
and it's the 1-1.
Come on! Oh, hold on. There's no way we drew that game. There's no way we've drew that game. I had about 20 million shots. Monu had 1 on target. 1 shot on target in a full 90. I don't believe this. I have never seen a bigger robbery in my life. Also, I don't know how you've done it, but you've managed to hijack my set pieces and make them send them to the edge of the box. I have not got it on edge of the box. It makes no sense what I've just witnessed. Every single corner was chalked, and I had about 100 shots in the game. Hold on, I'm getting the match report. I am getting the match report right now. Show me that match report. 19 shots. Nah.
Jack, it was basically one-way traffic in this one, but Monique was so close to potentially pulling off a robbery here.
I mean, I'll be honest, I think Monique did pull off a robbery with 1-1, if we're being completely honest. That goal right to kick off the second half came against a runner play of everything we'd seen in the first 45. You know, we talk about the fact she's clowning around a little bit with the formation and stuff, but you know what? I actually don't think it was that bad of a performance. Yes, ultimately couldn't get the win, but actually in the latter stages, Wolves really didn't create anything. We were just discussing it as we were watching the highlights there. Shocked that we didn't see a pivot to really try and take advantage of the single centre-back that we've seen other teams in previous game weeks take advantage of. You know, just matching up a single striker there. I know Wolves aren't blessed with talent, but you were just looking at Cunha screaming for him to be moved further up the pitch. Wasn't done. I mean, scoring one goal against a centre-back, against one centre-back, I feel like that should be a punishable offence, really. I don't think you should get a point for that game as Forest manager.
Yeah, I will say Robbo did say in his recording that if he conceded against Monique, he would retire from the competition. So, Zims, I'm actually going to throw this over to you now. After he said it was your funeral after he beat you in game week 5, have you got a message for Robbo now?
Listen, Robbo, I respect Robbo a lot. He's a good manager, as you guys have seen through this competition. But, I mean, just looks like he doesn't really have the tactical flexibility, because a manager of my ilk would have realised I'm playing one centre-back, chuck another striker on the pitch. But listen, it is what it is. He's a bit of a plug-and-play merchant from what I've seen. But we're not going to get into that. We're not here to fire shots at Big Brother. I'm just going to stay
No, mate,
today.
fire away, please. I'm here for the entertainment.
Listen, at the end of the day, funeral or not, one centre-back and only scoring one goal. You said you would retire if you conceded. So listen, mate, I'm waiting for your retirement to come in. But yeah, Robbo, he's a great guy anyway, aside from all of that. But listen, I'll get my own back when me and Robbo make something happen. So you guys will see some content come from us soon. Don't worry about that.
Good, and I'm sure we will look forward to that. And unfortunately, there is no 10th game this week because the game between Everton and Leicester City was postponed due to a waterlogged pitch. Storm Dara ripped everything apart in Merseyside, and unfortunately, we do not have that game. So that does conclude our action for today. So let's have a look at our table. It's all change at the top of the table as Mckins reclaims top spot with his Brentford side after winning 5 of his first 7 matches. But things are still tight between our competitors, with just 4 points splitting first all the way down to 7th. And at the other end of the table, wins for West Ham and Crystal Palace see them move out of the relegation zone, but it's grim reading for the likes of Brighton and Ipswich on just 4 points. Well, gents, what did you think of today's action, and obviously how the table is shaping up after 7 game weeks?
Yeah, no, the tables, it's quite confusing looking at Brentford at the top of the league, but obviously they've got a lot of great players in there, so respect to the manager doing bits over there. But in terms of the relegation scrap, thank the Lord, we have finally picked up 3 points and we are out of that relegation zone. Our goal difference is now 0 as well. So I want to say a big shout out to Manchester United and Old Trafford for holding smoke over there. But yeah, it's been beautiful to see, and yeah, the table doesn't look too bad. Brighton and Ipswich definitely looking to pick up some more points as soon as possible. But Chelsea, gonna have to have serious conversations about Chelsea's manager very soon, man, if I'm being honest with you guys.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jack, is there any team that are massively standing out for you, either positively or negatively?
I was going to talk about Chelsea and Man City, 2 teams who started poorly. Tony, 2 defeats in his first 2 games. He's now bounced back. He's charging up the table, 5 wins in a row for City. They do look like the informed team, I'm afraid to say at this point. You compare that with Mustermann, who had that similar start to the year, kind of head-to-head. Their seasons have gone in very, very different directions. I don't want to say it because I know Mustermann, knows a football manager, but maybe take a page out of Tony's. But I can't believe these words are coming out my mouth. But yeah, Tony, I feel like he could be the big threat this year for Brentford, who, let's be honest, they look really good right now.
Yeah, and that is the action for today. Obviously, we've got some very interesting fixtures again coming up next week, which will be on the screen for you guys right now. And I just want to say thank you to both of you guys for joining me in the studio. We always give our panelists the time to plug themselves. Jack, where can the people find you, first of all?
Just search Work the Space anywhere on the internet, and I will hopefully appear from the heavens. Twitter, YouTube, Twitter formerly known as X. It will never be X to me. Yeah, football manager stuff, F1 manager stuff as well, if that's your jam.
Thank you very much, Jack. And Zims, same to you, my man.
Yeah, you guys can catch me on YouTube, Twitch, TikTok as well, man. That's one of my main platforms. I'm actually doing a subathon on Monday, the 23rd of December, so catch me over on Twitch with that for loads of different types of content. There will be a lot of Football Manager, but I'll be doing a lot of other stuff. So yeah, make sure you guys are locked in for that, man.
It's a man who doesn't want to sleep before Christmas. You absolutely
I was about
love
to say, what happens
it.
if you go to Christmas with the sub up on? Has that been considered?
Yeah, I'll probably put it on pause for maybe like evening. We get evening streaming and then continue after that.
No, we appreciate it, guys, and we will see you all next week for some more Match of the Delay.